Okay, this video is going to show how to do some more complex sweep patterns. So we've done very basic sweeps, so this one's going to be a little more difficult, but um, it's basically using two planes instead of just one. So I'm going to start a sketch, and it doesn't really matter what plane you start in, but I'm just going to choose one, and I'm going to make a circle. I can dimension this. Just whatever dimension, and I'm going to click Finish Sketch. Now this is my profile, so this is the shape that my sweep is going to make. Now I need a path for it. So I'm going to start 2D Sketch again, and since I made my circle on the origin, I have two planes that are perpendicular to the plane that I sketched my circle in. So I'm going to select one of these perpendicular planes. Now I'm sketching, and I want to reference this circle, so I'm going to project my geometry, and then I'm going to make a line that goes out, let's say 3 inches. Right, and then I'm going to switch from my line tool to my arc tool. I'm going to make an arc. I want it to be tangent, so that little tangent thing keeps popping up. Then I'm going to make another line off of here, and I want that to be tangent as well. So just to make sure, I'm going to take my tangent constraint up here, and I'm going to say I want this line tangent to this. Now this is kind of a weird shape, so to make this more of like a like an arc shape, like a staple, I'm going to use my perpendicular constraint, and I'm going to say I want this perpendicular to that, and then I can dimension this arc as well. Let's say we want this to be 0.25 also. Now the sweep will not work if you have a kink in the path that you're following, so I'm going to go ahead and make this, and if I swept this, it's going to give me an error. So I can use my fillet tool, so I can put 0.25 in here, and say here and here I want it, and now we have 0.25 radiuses on both of these. Now I want this to go all the way to the end, so instead of dragging it and guessing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my vertical constraint, and I was going to try and line this up, but if you look at like the dots, the little reference lines, those are actually horizontal in the view that we're looking at. So I'm going to take my horizontal constraint over here and then click on the center of the circle. Now I can click Finish Sketch, and I'm going to choose Sweep. It chooses my profile already, and I'm going to let them know this is the path I want, and I click OK, and I now have like a staple. But I got this weird thing here, so to get rid of that, I'm going to go and edit my second sketch, and I'm just going to delete that one. Now if I finish my sketch, because it was basically sweeping like this, down, down, and then it was going down really quick. So now we've got this. Now let's say we want to turn this so it's like 90 degrees. If we did in our last sketch plane, we couldn't do that. So this one, we want to go this way. So what I'm going to do is that same steps we did to create a plane tangent to a face at a point. So I need to create my point first. I'm going to create my point on that line. Just to make sure, I'm going to use my horizontal constraint and line those up. Finish my sketch. I can choose plane, or tangent to surface through a point. So select my surface, select my point, and now I have my plane like this. I can use that to start another sketch. I'm going to project the geometry of my circle, so make sure that we're connecting to that. And now I'm going to make a little arc off of here, and then I'll make a line going this way. Again, we want this to be tangent. Let's give this a radius dimension. Let's say we want 0.75. Totally just made that up. Now let's say we have a certain angle that we want to go from here to here. What I can do is I can project the geometry of the side of this cylinder, and now I have this line, and if I dimension this here to here, I have that angle So I can change this to, you know, whatever angle I wanted. It's a 45, you know, now that's a 45-degree angle. I can dimension this. Let's say I want it to go out certain distance. We can mess around with this. I don't know why it's not creating a line dimension, but I do want to do one more little one. So make sure that's tangent. And then this one tangent. And I want this one to be perpendicular to that. So I can finish my sketch, do the sweep again, choose my path, click OK. Now I've got this one that's starting to go in a different direction. And let's say I just want to mirror this. I'm going to go to the mirror tool up here. And I choose my sweeps over in the browser, choose my mirror plane, which is this. That's what I want to flip it on. Click OK. Now I've got this pretty complex shape. It looks like almost like a letter holder or something. But you can take these steps, take them a step further. It's a pretty helpful tool. It doesn't have to be a circle. You can make any shape on this. It could be a square. You can use these to cut. It's almost endless what you can do with this. Hope this helps.